I would have never thought that I would review a flashlight that actually does not emit any light. Well, at least not a visible light. Welcome to the review of the Convoy S2 UV flashlight. Well, I finally decided to invest into a proper DSLR camera. So back to the topic, this Convoy S2 was sent by GearBest for a review, and this flashlight is a UV flashlight, which means it's a little bit different from my earlier flashlights. Here we will not really measure the amount of light because UV is an invisible light. It is only reflected by some materials, so there are some materials which actually do not reflect any UV light back. So this flashlight is quite small size and it is operated by one 18650 battery. So you can just see it. Let me just screw the cap off. And you can see this Olight 18650 is inside. You can just place it with the positive side inwards. It only has one single mode, on and off of course, and the runtime is roughly 2 hours. So the size is quite small, so let me just compare it to a very standard 18650 battery flashlight. This is the TrueNight TN12 2016 edition flashlight. So you can see it's quite a bit smaller and shorter. The diameter is roughly the same, and you can see the LED is roughly the same size as well. So the length is 114mm, which is 4.5 inches, and the diameter is 2.5 centimeter, or roughly 1 inch. The flashlight is operated by this tail cap, and this is a backward clicky, which means there is no momentary option. So let me just show it. You can just press it. It will not turn on, but if you release it, it will operate the flashlight. And as I said, it is a UV flashlight, so on some materials it will be extremely bright, and on some other materials it will be really dim, dependent on the material's quality. The flashlight is made out of this very lightweight aluminum body, and it does not have a pocket clip, but you can just detach it from your other 18650 battery flashlight and just reattach it to this Convoy S2. Also, this flashlight came with this lanyard, so you can just drop it into your pocket and just pull it out when you need it. So let me just show the box which it came in, and this is a very simple, very lightweight cardboard packaging. And I do believe in this case it's an advantage that it comes in this very simple packaging, because you already know what you are buying when you check it out online, and it will help keeping the price very low. This flashlight can be purchased for roughly around $18 to $20, so it's extremely cost effective. Alright, so now let's turn this flashlight on and let's compare the beam profile. Before doing the beam shot comparison, let me just quickly show how the LED looks like. So inside this reflector, it is an orange peel reflector by the way, there is a Nichia LED. So you can expect a very high quality from this LED, and what you can also expect from this very large and deep reflector, that it will be a very tight and bright hotspot. It's also important to mention that the wavelength of this UV light is 365nm. And why is it important to know? Because there is also a different type of UV light on the market, which is emitting 385nm of light. So the difference will be that the 385nm will be much more purplish, and it will provide worse contrast on the objects, and this 365nm UV light will provide a much sharper contrast on the objects when they are under the UV light. Alright, so now let's compare the beam shot with the TrueNight TI3's beam shots. So this will be a very weird comparison because we are comparing a visible light against an invisible light, but anyways, let's get this started. So here's the TrueNight TI3 flashlight, and it is a 120 lumens AAA flashlight. So you can see here is a very nice and bright central hotspot. Let's turn on the Convoy S2, and what you will notice that the Convoy S2 has a very much more tight hotspot. So you can see there is this artifact around the central hotspot, but it is not visible for the human eye, it's only picked up by the camera. And there is a central hotspot, and inside the central hotspot there is an even more focused part. So it will provide an extremely good throw for this flashlight. And I think for everyday usage, a less focused beam of this TrueNight TI3 will be just better, especially for up close. But I do think that this Convoy S2 has its application due to its very large range. So let me just show how this beam looks like with different materials. So let's put first the Rubik's Cube. Since I'm Hungarian, I must have a Rubik's Cube at home. And you can see that the painting is different color under the UV light. So you can see this red painting is using a bit different material than the other paintings, and that's why it's reflecting more UV light back. As I also showed, we can check the verification and the validity of the money using this UV light. You can see there's a stamp which is invisible normally, so it is a valid and not a fake money. and you know, it just reflects differently back from different objects. So for example, this is a plastic cap, and you can see that it's also reflecting back quite a few light. So as I said, it's quite hard to compare an invisible light with a visible light, so that's why I will not say the luminance output, because it depends on the surface which we are using this light on. But anyways, now you should have some idea how it looks like. So all in all, I am satisfied with this flashlight. It does what it's meant to do. There are only two disadvantages of this flashlight, and one is the really tight central hotspot. So I think for up close work, it's much better to use a brighter and just a broader beam. And other just very tiny disadvantage that I think it should have come with a pocket clip, so it's just more comfortable carry when someone is using it for the work. So altogether, I will give this flashlight 8 out of 10, and I also removed half point because of the lack of pocket clip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video review, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Just follow me and I will keep on pumping out these flashlight and EDC gear, knife and multi-tool reviews. See you around.